Hello, my name is Joe Richter. I'm a real estate broker and an associate broker with Keller Williams Realty. I'm licensed in California and Oregon. I prepare monthly reports that look at the market trends in 14 communities from Newport to Woodbridge through Irvine and Trabuco Canyon. These reports can be accessed on our website at joe-richter.com under a navigation link named Market Trends Monthly Update. Each report takes a focused look at a specific community or neighborhood. The goals are to establish and monitor home values, to define the market type as either a seller or buyer, and to set reasonable expectation for days on market. You will see we put a lot of data into our proprietary statistical models to prepare and present this report. You can also access the public-facing information off the MLS at joe-richter.com under the navigation link Predefined Community Listings. This report focuses on Dove Canyon homes from 1,500 square feet to 4,500 square feet. It covers the period from January 1st through June 26th, 2020. The monthly headline is, New listings continue their improvement. Contracts written recede slightly. New listings in Dove Canyon climbed into a normal range based on activity of the prior 5 years. Contracts written had a very strong May, and June maintained the results nicely. A recovery appears to be underway. The Dove Canyon market is currently a seller's market with 2.5 months of inventory. As seen in the table, months of inventory levels have been very stable. Chapman University defines a buyer's market in Southern California as being 3.5 months or more of inventory. The months of inventory dropped in June to 2.5 from 2.8. Average inventory is down 51% compared to 2019, as seen in the orange column on the right. It is also well below the other years. Most importantly, the number of homes on the market is very low, as seen in the blue line. This should help keep prices stabilized. Monitoring the active listings provides insight into trends that may be forming, such as home values and inventory levels. There are currently 10 active listings. There were 11 in our report 30 days ago. There were 19 new listings over the past 90 days. 7 of those are still on the market. And there were 8 new listings during the last 30 days during the stay-at-home order. In the next few slides, we will be discussing the 3 essential steps in selling and buying. They are new listings, which reflects a willing seller; contracts written reflect a willing buyer; and closings is the execution of the legal and technical aspects of the purchase contract by the buyer with lender cooperation. Compared to 2019, new listings are down 31%, contracts written are up 8%, and closings are down 17%. As noted, the number of new listings through the end of June are down 31% compared to 2019. It should be pointed out 2019 was a very strong year through the first half of the year, so 31% is not overblown. Since the bottom in March, new listings have been steady and good news for the market overall in Orange County. Contracts written are up 8% compared to 2019 for the same period. May was a very good month, being one of the best months of the prior 5 years and matching the best month of 2019. June's results are surprisingly strong. We were expecting a little pullback, assuming there had been pent-up demand in May, but June was strong. Closings are down 17%, but definitely improving. Since closings follow contracts by 30 to 45 days, we are expecting July and August should continue with good closing numbers. Home values are understandably the primary subject sellers want to discuss when we do listing consultations. Home values are always established by the market, the buyers, and economic conditions, not the sellers. The last graph in this report demonstrates this market concept. In Dove Canyon, values are running up about 1.2% compared to the same period in 2019. The average current list price for the active listings is $1,122,000. The price range of the active listings is from $940,000 to $1,525,000. 90-day closing activity is one of the most important things that we can monitor in our reports. Recent closings are used as a primary determining factor in defining and establishing prices in appraisals and CMAs. Depending upon the amount of information available, a look-back period of 90 to 180 days is typically used to obtain sufficient data to make the appraisal estimate. We use a 90-day look-back period in all our reports because our markets are robust with plenty of activity, and the shorter period reduces the distortion seasonality has on the data. For instance, looking back 6 months right now would mean we would have December 2019 and January 2020 data in our assumptions. This would be totally irrelevant information to use in today's market reports. Over the past 90 days, 8 homes have closed. 4 homes closed below revised list price, 1 home closed at revised list price, and 3 homes closed above revised list price. This is normal data distribution and technically signs of a healthy market. Days on market is the time from activating the listing on the MLS to getting an offer accepted and a purchase contract signed. It is the lifeblood of inventory levels. As listing brokers, we always advise in a normal market, the DOM would be 30 to 45 days and suggest pricing accordingly. The DOM for all active listings in Dove Canyon at the moment is 83 days. It was 93 days in our last report at the end of May. We should note the DOM for closing so far this year is 45 days. This indicates that the homes that have sold and closed sold in less time, possibly because of pricing or presentation, or this year as a result of timing and the COVID issue. Months of supply is the inventory level that's a primary factor in defining a market type as either a seller's or buyer's market. Chapman University defines a buyer's market here in Southern California as being 3.5 months or more of inventory. The current annualized inventory level is 2.5 months. It was 2.8 months in our last report. The current 90-day inventory level is 3.8 months. A little high, but understandable. As seen in the table earlier, monthly inventory levels have been very stable this year. The number of homes on the market is important. To better anticipate the possible market directions, there are 3 measures of changes in inventory levels that we monitor to forecast shifts in the market. The first is the change in inventory from a point 90 days ago. The current inventory level is up 11% from 90 days ago. The second is year-over-year changes in inventory levels. This aids in understanding how normal or stable the current trend might be. Today, year-over-year levels are down 51%. We mentioned seasonality in an earlier conversation. The third metric we use is to cross-check on seasonality. We use a month-to-month comparison. The current month, June of 2020, is down 62% compared to June of 2019. This is a map of the market activity used in these reports for Dove Canyon. By now you've noticed we crunch a lot of data to present this level of detail. We get this data from saved searches on the MLS for 32 different communities. We put the raw data into our proprietary statistical models. No one else has this presentation. Using those saved searches, we have prepared pages on our website for 14 of these communities to show the listings used in these reports. Like any of the other search providers, a map displays the location of each listing. A companion to the map are thumbnails of each listing that show summary detail. To see the full detail of any of the listings, click on the images and you will be taken to everything that's available on the MLS about each listing. As noted in the opening, you can access this information at joe-richter.com under the navigation link Predefined Community Listings. In this table, you can see all of the current actively selling homes. And this is a table of the closings that have occurred so far this year. Notice here we look for outliers for DOM, days on market, CDOM, cumulative days on market, list price, and close price. Any outliers are always highlighted in red. And here is the last bit of detail. This chart shows the value range of all the closings. The red dots represent the close price. The gray dots represent the original list price of the same transaction. Notice most gray dots are above the red dots, indicating a price reduction, either during the listing to make it more attractive or during contract negotiation. However, there are frequently gray dots below the red dots which show a price increase. This is typical when a well-priced, well-presented, and well-marketed home draws competitive offers. The buyers offer more than the original list price. Buyers and economic conditions set the market value. In closing, we would like to say thank you for listening. We have tried to make this a high-level explanation of how the market is evolving, the view from 40,000 feet, so to speak. If you have questions or would like to discuss the market in more detail, we are here to help. If you have questions about forbearance or prices or DOM, anything at all, please contact me. The team I work with would love to be of service. Again, thank you very much.